Hello world, I am easily distracted, and this is the second devlog for Facility 42. So over the last couple months I've been working on designing levels and refining some of the ones that have already been released, as I've pretty much got all of the basic mechanics down, and all that remains for me to do is just make the actual content for the game. I will talk about the new level designs and old level redesigns momentarily, but first I think we can talk about the new mechanics that I've added. I've added 3 new hazards to the game in the form of 2 different sizes of spikes. The small spikes have a height of just 1 unit and the larger spikes have a height of just 2 units. Additionally, there are now these quick lasers, which can only be sprinted past. I've used these a lot after you get the sprint ability because trying to avoid getting lasered is a very good incentive to go faster. The next thing I added are these speed platforms. When the player lands on one, it makes them go 3 times faster than their base speed. Allow me to demonstrate. The other thing I ended up doing was removing the timed lasers, as they were a bit restricting and just completely broke the game's flow. Like in the old version of level 6, it went from, yay, robots and lasers and moving like the proverbial peregrine falcon with severe caffeine dependency, to excellent. Time to sit still and wait for my light to go green. Just in general, waiting at a stoplight is one of the last things someone wants to do, especially in a game as murderously rage-inducing as this one. So, in order to maintain your calm and ability to go at breakneck speeds, I also gave the player a tiny redesign and made him a little happier, which I think adds a bit more personality. Coincidentally, I do not have a name for him as of right now, and I think he needs one, so if you have any suggestions, please leave them down in the comments. Yes, distracted. Ask the internet to name something for you. I cannot possibly think what would go wrong. Cue everyone saying, name it Roboty McRobotface. Alright, the first power-up I added in this update is the air sprint, which allows the player to move faster in the air than they would by just sprinting along the ground. I added this power-up to incentivize air movement and bunny hopping, as well as just because going fast is fun. Now for the second power-up, I asked you guys in a poll what you would like the next power-up to be for the game, out of either a triple jump or the ground pound. The results from the poll decided that I should add the ground pound next, but after I added it, it really didn't gel well with any of the level designs and other mechanics in the game. So I added the triple jump instead. My sincerest apologies to the 3 people that voted on that poll, but this is just how it goes with game design sometimes. The triple jump is just like the double jump, but instead of allowing you to jump a measly 2 times, it allows you to jump a whopping 3 times. Alrighty, on to talking about the new level designs. Just for the sake of brevity and not spoiling everything, I'll only cover levels 8, 9, 11, 12, and 15 just for this section on the new levels. So for level 8, I decided that I would make full use of the new quick lasers and made this stress-inducing mad dash to the exit. It's kind of like the passage of several quintillion high-energy photons discussed in the previous episode, but larger and with far less reprieve from getting lasered. I went for a spirally kind of shape for level 9 and again made use of the quick lasers and also included 2 alternative exits, one of which can be accessed with the air sprint and the other can be accessed with the triple jump. So level 11 is where you can acquire the air sprint ability, which if you have, you can jump up here onto this speed platform, then through the spikes and into the level exit. If you don't have the air sprint, instead go over the lava, go for the lower route, then go over the 2 spike covered descents and fall down this drop. Here you can find the air sprint ability and then you can just go up this climb and through the exit. Level 12 involves jumping through these spikes, going along this speed platform, jumping down here, going along this speed platform, jumping over this massive pit of lava, then making a climb up to the top. Now for the bit of this level that I find the most fun, go along this speed platform and then jump to the other side. In level 15, you just fall down this bit, then jump up at the last second, then cross these platforms and acquire the triple jump, which you can then use to avoid sharp pointy death and or incineration in the lava below when attempting to avoid these 2 spike walls. Then finally jump across to this final exit, and then you're in the button room and you can just zoop up these 5 speed platforms and press the red button and you're done. Congratulations. Bask in your glorious victory for a moment, or several moments if you want. Actually, you know what, once you've beaten this game you can just, bask in victory for as long as you want, because now you have bragging rights. And you can tell all of your friends that you beat Facility 42, and watch them be like, oh my, how did you do it? Or, the far more likely, what's that, I've never heard of it. The other thing I've spent the last couple months doing was making minor changes to some of the old levels and making massive overhauls of levels 6 and 1. So I mainly added more exits that could only be accessed with power-ups from later levels, like in levels 3, 4, and 5, I added exits that could only be accessed with the sprint ability, and in levels 2 and 5 I added exits that could only be accessed using the air sprint. But because of my decision to remove the timed lasers, level 6 just needed a complete redo. In the new version of level 6, you've just got to fall down here, jump at the right moment so you don't get skewered, and then run along this platform and jump here, avoid the lasers and spikes, then up through this exit, or alternatively, if you've got the sprint ability, just run along this platform up here, then fall down into this exit. The other level that had a massive overhaul was level 1, which I redesigned so that there was a quicker exit for every power-up you acquire. As level 1 is probably the level that you're going to see the most of on account of the stupid difficulty curve, I figured that each power-up that you acquire should have a clear effect on the completion of the first level. Okay, so since the last devlog, I reworked the drums for the main theme, and when I showed it to a friend who actually knows how to music, he gave me some of his sacred music knowledge, and I redid it again, and now the song sounds like this. The other thing that I did in relation to noise making is a bit of sound design. I've never really done much sound design before, so that was fun. I made a jump sound for the player, which I created by standing in front of my microphone and waving a frisbee around in front of it, which was amusing to watch for some of my habitat co-inhabitants. And the laser sound is literally just the jump sound after it's been put through a vast quantity of Audacity effects. Now, I made an alternative game mode, which is called Broken Mode, which is unlocked after you find the busted robot head. Now, what is Broken Mode? Well, how kind of you to inquire, my friend. Whenever you collect a power-up in Broken Mode, it sends you back to the start, and if you die, you get all of your power-ups removed. And also, I made this version of the main theme to go along with it. So, just an alternative game mode that makes the ridiculous difficulty curve even more ridiculous. Haha! You thought we'd already had the difficulty turned up to 10. Well, it turns out we can actually turn it up to 17! Yeah! So, I was thinking about releasing the game on Steam maybe, or just keeping it on itch.io. But either way, I'm obviously going to be releasing it for free, because if I were to release this game for money, I feel like I'd get a few angry emails regarding the game's difficulty. I'm thinking I'll add one more power-up and a little over 5-ish levels, then I'll do the release several weeks from now. However, that is just a rough estimate, and I will be participating in a week-long game jam soon, so it really does depend on how quickly I can get this video out, and how quickly I can get a video out for that. But yeah, I'll certainly be releasing the game in full sometime soonish. Okay, that's about it. Thanks for watching. You can find a link to Facility 42's itch.io page in the description of the video. So, see ya, I guess.